Hello, this is Dr. Saila. Today I'm going to show you how to make tomato pickle with no oil and how to preserve this tomato pickle with a technique called water bath canning. This is one of the techniques of preservation. I harvested a lot of tomatoes this season. I want to enjoy these tomatoes all through the year. I'm making this with about 2 kgs of tomatoes. Cut the tomatoes into medium sized pieces. Add the tomato pieces to thick bottom sauce pot and no need to add water. Keep the garlic ready. Crush one garlic. You need to soak tamarind in hot water. Instead of using hot water, I just use the water that comes in tomatoes when you boil. That way you don't need to add any extra water to the pickle. Soak the tamarind for about 20 minutes. Now add garlic to the pot and mix it well. Let the tomatoes boil on a medium flame for about 20 minutes. Make a thick tamarind paste. After about 20 minutes, add chili powder, tamarind, salt and methi powder and mix it well. You have to mix it well until sauce thickens or until you don't see any more air bubbles. You need to mix it well at the end, otherwise it's going to burn. Remember to use rubber gloves because the sauce is smoking hot. Now let's prepare the bottles for bottling. You need to buy glass preserving jars with bands and lids. I buy them from Ball Company. Wash jars, lids and bands in soapy water. Rinse them well and keep them aside until needed. After the bottles are cleaned, dip them in boiling water for a few minutes. Take them out of water when you are ready to fill. This step is important because the bottle has to be hot when you pour the sauce. This prevents the glass from breaking when you pour the hot food. This magnetic lid lifter comes in handy when you have lids immersed in hot water. It will be convenient to have proper tools for canning. This is a deep sauce pot. This is a rack to hold bottles and jar funnel and a jar lifter. There is no need to dry the bottles before filling the sauce and use the jar funnel for convenience to have the clean rims. Remember, food must be hot when you fill the bottles and bottles should be hot too. Remove the air bubbles with a chopstick or any tool and keep 1-inch headspace and close with the lid. Center the lid and apply the band. Screw on bands until just finger tight. Don't screw them too tight. Keep all the jars on the rack and lower the rack with the jars into the stock pot. Make sure the water covers the jars by 1 to 2 inches. If you keep too much water, it will overflow. So place the lid on the stock pot and bring water to rolling boil. And boil these jars for about 30 to 40 minutes. I usually pour water after I lower the rack just to prevent the spills. Turn off the heat and leave the bottles in the canner for about 10 minutes to get acclimatized to outside temperature. Remove the jars from the stock pot and set upright on the towel. Few minutes after they come out of water bath, the lids bow out with a small protrusion in the center. You hear the lids pop in about 20 minutes. You heard that, right? So as they cool down, the lids suck in and flatten with no protrusion in the center of the lid. This is when you hear the pop sound. This is how you know it is sealed. Leave them undisturbed for a day. After a day, check the lids for seals. Center of the lid should not move when pressed. If it moves up and down, the vacuum is not created inside. To check for a good seal, remove the bands and try to lift off the lids with fingertips. If the lids can't be lifted off, it has a good seal. This is how you do water bath canning for any food. And I know some of you would like to season the tomato pickle. You can do that when you open it and ready to use. but not before bottling. These bottles last for about 1 year if you leave them in cool and dry place. We are all done for today. Thank you for watching.